this is how all my videos start, but such is life. So I have just spent the morning prepping a whole pile of raccoon cases, which is the sunglasses case. I have one here as a finished look for those that need to know, and I've cut them all so that I can do it with black thread. So we're doing black thread across the board because I love that. It's quicker, and for little cases nobody's going to care, and all the fabrics are dark, mostly black, somewhat black, whatever. So because of all those things, this is going to be hopefully nice and quick. It is my hope. I'm going to bind the ends. Hello, hello. I don't need to watch myself. It looks like I need to clean my lens a little bit. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Is that better? I hope so. I apologize for any glare, but it's that time of morning and the sun is behind me. I've angled it down as best I can. We shall see how this goes. I've also got my laptop over to the side so I can see everyone's commenting, which will be lovely. Put that down there. Alright, so I have prepped them all, and inside is going to be panne velvet. It is both cheap and lovely and soft on the glasses, so that's why I did that. And I'm probably going to have to get up at some point and get more zipper. We shall see. Do I want to clip it? I don't really. We're going to separate the zip because you only need half. And I want to use I have a lot of heart bronze zippers. So even though it is horror, I'm still thinking I might do a bunch of the heart zippers on here. I hate having to clip it. It might be quicker to sew it and then sew it again. We're going to test out that theory. I really do think that it might be quicker though. So I used fleece, and I pre-ironed the fleece onto my panne velvet, which is the cheap velvet from Spotlight. And then I cut it out. I made a template yesterday with my laser because I love my laser. It is a wooden template because I can't cut like clear acrylic, unfortunately. There are limits to my powers, ladies and gentlemen. Who knew? I need scissors. Hold on. So unfortunately, there are limits to my powers. So I pre-cut all of the fusible fleece. Then I cut strips of the panne velvet and then ironed each of them on and then cut them out. This one's a bit dodgy, but it'll be fine. Hello, Pegasus. So also in my group today, I have decided that I would like to purchase a Christmas advent calendar sewing theme something. So if anybody has heard of one that's coming up or knows of a company that's doing them, please let me know. I'm going to treat myself to one this year, and I will do an unboxing, but I will make sure that the cover doesn't reveal anything. So if you don't want to know what's in it, you don't watch that video, obviously. My curiosity would get the better of me and I would have to watch, but each to your own. Okay, whoops, wrong way. That way. So, with all the layers together, oh, it feels weird being on this machine. The foot pedal's different, but these are too thin, in my opinion, to be on the other machine. I think that's just silly to do it over there, so that's why we're doing it here. These are so quick, guys. So I'll be selling these for $15. I have consulted my pricing oracle. Totally a thing. That's what I've just named it. Right, so we stitch it, we flip it, we top stitch it, we add a zipper, add some binding, and it's done. These are super fast while still being awesome. Stitch, back stitch. Don't start with me. Oh, you know what I should do though? I should put a tag with my logo. What do we think? Put it on the outside so it doesn't affect the glasses on the inside. Oh, these are those blunt ones. I'm going to get different ones of these and a pile of tags because we're going to need the tags. Lots and lots of tags. Luckily for me, I made a bunch the other day. So we now have a pile of tags and better snips. I used the black ones first because they're my favourite. So now I'm left with these ones, which are just not as cool because they're not black. What are you going to do? I don't really want to cover Freddie's face, but that's kind of where I want to put it. So this is going to be awkward because I forgot to do it beforehand, but it's fine. I'll make it work. Lift up the foot. I do miss that press down on the presser foot thing. I'm wondering if I can set this machine up to do that. Would be very cool if I could. Very cool indeed. I also forgot to plug in the overhead light. Hello, Misty. Welcome, welcome. Down. Ah, see, I stitched the lining. I knew that was going to happen. I could tell. So I have interfaced every piece of the outside with my medium non-woven stuff, like a lightweight, because I don't need these too stiff. They're to carry glasses. So I didn't need to go extremes. There we go. All right, let's try that again. That's so annoying. So annoying. All right. That was annoying. We're going to fix that problem for the next one. It'll be fine. So, this is what it looks like now. We're going to grab a zipper. Again, I have a crap ton of these because I bought them all right before I decided to shut down my shop. So, I was just left with a crap ton. It's fine. So, we're going to put them together like so. You want to have the outside facing because we're going to put binding at the bottom because, again, super fast. Now, you can do these two ways. I like to keep them flat and smooth, but you can also do them the opposite way if that's what makes you happy. Right? So, we're just going to do that. Now, you can do it this way and have it so it sits up and does opposite like this. But I'm going to do it this way where it sits flat. So you put your glasses in and it takes up less space. Personal preference, you do it however you want. We're going to take some binding. Love binding. We are friends. And if you fold it over the edge like that, we're going to cut it just a bit bigger. And that way we're going to hide the raw edges in their entirety, right? So you put it over, fold the edges in, and then down, right? And then voila. So over, down, tuck in all that mess. So then when I stitch it, you don't see any raw edge because this stuff is most likely going to molt and carry on because it's velvet. And even though I ironed on my interfacing, I don't fully trust that plan, if we're being honest. So make sure there's a tail because this machine likes to eat tails for breakfast like a jerk. Under, over, under, tuck it so it's neat. This is the fiddliest part. And then stitch, back stitch, because we always back stitch. Then when we get to the zipper, we want to go slowly so that we don't do that and stab our needle and break it. And then instead of back stitching, I'm going to go again. Upholstery style. Boom. And it's done. One down, 15 to go. So I've got a nice end. Look, you can't see any of the raw end, and it's black, so it's fine. Turn it through, push out that corner so it's neat, because we obviously love neat. One spooky glasses holder. So that's one down. We have a lot more to go. So these are going to sit in a cute little bowl and just be sold like that. Hi Tracy. Hi Colleen. Welcome everybody. I really like that. And so then on the inside, it's fluffy and you can use it to like clean your lenses if you want to. I'm going to chuck that over there. Grab the next one. So they're all horror themed in different proportions. I'm trying to pick one that goes with this, probably Chucky. Before I do any of that though, let's sew a tag on because it was awkward before and that was not fun. So I'm just eyeballing it where I think it needs to be. There's no magical rule. Do whatever you want. Just keep in mind that there is a seam allowance. Done. Should I be starting a new product 2 days out from market? Probably not. But we're doing it anyway because I am who I am. So this time I'm going to see if it's quicker to stitch it down. Even though it's going to waste more thread, it might save me a whole bunch of time because I hate this game, really. So I'm stitching close to the edge so you won't see these stitches, but it's going to hold the zipper in place for future me to put the lining on. I currently do not regret doing it this way. Right. Grab a lining. They are all the same. They are all universally black. It'll be fine. Layer it together. These are way too thin to do on the screen machine. That's why we're over here in the green machine. Tuck the zipper because it's, you know, trying to be a jerk in the corners like always. I do think I like double stitching it. As much as that probably sounds weird, that went surprisingly well. Yes, okay, I'm going to waste more thread, but it was quicker. Turn it through. Oh, no, we're good. Thought I stitched the zip then. I am just on a 2.5 stitch length. I'm not going to change my stitch length for these. I don't think it's necessary personally, but you know, either or. Hello Louise, welcome, welcome. We are production sewing glasses cases basically. And I have a whole bunch of bronze heart zippers that I'm going to use on these. And by a lot I mean like 100 or more. And then after I get these done, I'm switching to lasering for the day and Cricut. So the Cricut's probably going to be a video, but I'll have to voice over because it's going to be noisy otherwise. Cut it a little bit wider so we can hide those raw edges again. Lay it halfway. So this stuff, I don't know if you guys know, but you see how it's got like lines? It's easy to find halfway because it's got herringbone lines, I guess they're called. I don't know. Whatever. Get the tails out of my way. Tuck that corner in and bring it over. I don't want to see the ends, the raw edges, if I can help it. If you do have to see a raw edge, at least hope that it's at the zipper end. But we should be pretty good. And then instead of back stitching over a zipper, because that never worked out for me, I'm just going to go back and do the upholstery stitching. And that's another one done. Look how quick these are. So glad I caught you live. You stimulate my creativity. Oh, I'm glad. In Australia, it's also Father's Day coming up. I haven't really thought of anything to make for Father's Day, though, which is a bit annoying. But there's another one done. How good. I like it. Add it to the pile. Next I've got some white zipper. So let's pick something with white in it. I have a few of those. That one's white. That one's white. There's only 2 that are the same here today, and they are, I made 2 chucky ones, but they'll have different coloured zipper, so they'll still be slightly different. Basically going to base the zipper on. Seriously, best decision ever, guys. So much quicker than pinning it. You should try my way. My way's awesome. I see the center of the zipper on the flat end. See, I center the zipper on the flat end. Yeah, that's fair. Different people do it different ways. How big's that? Not big enough for anything. Damn it. Do it like that, and then we rip that off, and that'll go on the second one. Look at us go. Right side down, close to the edge, and go. Move that out of my way. We're going to put the zipper on, and then we'll put a tag on. I love my tags with my laser. Just another reason to have a laser, really. Boom. Done. Then, grab one of these. Oh, no. Bag tags. I've grabbed a lot of brown ones. I've got more. It's fine. I'll get up and do it in a sec. I was told it was good so people had a safe place to set glasses down. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea. We're just eyeballing where we want this. There's no magic space. I'm just putting them wherever, really. If I wanted to, I could actually cut a rectangle out of my template and then lay the template over and line it up perfect every time. But I don't care that much because the logo on is the logo on. And let's all be very honest. I need to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't use it anyway. I like to wing it way too much. So I want to get, this video will be all of the ones that I've pre-cut being done because I just think that's best. It's a free pattern too for anyone that needs to know or wants to like have a go. It is a free pattern. Because these are all the same, we can just line it up and off we go. Oh, see, and it begins. I did not have enough tail. Always cut a fresh end. It'll be less fluffy and easier to thread. So this is still my industrial bag making thread. You absolutely could use these with like normal sewing thread. I just don't like it as much. I've become a thread snob. I like what I like, it would seem. push the zip down. Yeah, nah, so much easier doing it this way than the other way. I regret nothing. You could pin this if you wanted to. Sometimes pinning takes longer than is necessary. And I am an impatient human. That's all. I'm sorry, I might have missed the name of the pattern. It's called the Raccoon Case. I do not remember who it's by off the top of my head. But if you type in Raccoon Case, it'll come up. Or at least it was free when I got it. Sometimes people take away the freeness of patterns, which is fine. But when I got it, it was free. What I might do, grab a handful of these zips, put them in here, and then put this on the floor out of the way. Yeah, so probably about 50% of the ones I cut today were from scrap. And then I run out of cool, like, spooky stuff. Pink pony patterns. There you go. That makes me think of the pink pony club. I don't know the words except for that bit. Whatever. This is also a really good way to practice putting your zippers on, guys. I do know that some people sit them this way so that they sit up. I don't want to. It probably would be easier for the zipper sewing part of it all. But again, you can't make me. You know what else I could do? I could cut a whole bunch of these and have them just sitting there. I'm going to cut at least two. Two is good. You could also put double-sided tape on here if you felt the need. Lots of things you could do. But I do like this pattern because it's quick, it's fabulous, really cool gift idea. It's a really cool thing to make if you want to start making bags with sets. So you do a wallet, which is the obvious choice. And then if you want a few more things in your set, something like this, or a Devon pouch, or a wristlet key strap, so that everything kind of matches. All these glorious options. Very cool. Just saying. The new Blitz 12-hour sew. What about a couple of 5-piece sets? Yeah, okay. We could totally do my 12-hour sewing. We should make sets. That actually would be really fun. Love that plan. See? Another one done. That's 3. This is going well. I've only been here for 23 minutes. Love that for me. Now that song's in my head. Bloody earworms. I'm going to pin the corner and the other corner just to make sure it doesn't stretch. I feel like the last one gave me a little bit more grief than I needed. Anyway. Line up the end, stitch, back stitch. Hold it down. So the fleece is stopping my lining from stretching and folding. This stuff is actually a nightmare to work with if you're just using it by itself. Panne velvet is cheap, which is great, but it stretches, it rolls, it carries on like a pork chop. And so that's why I ironed the usable fleece to the lining and not the exterior like I normally would. But if you didn't want to use this, you could actually just use a normal velvet, or you could use a fleece. You can just fill them with like a cotton lining, but I thought this would be fancier. And the Panne velvet is cheaper than a solid broadcloth. And it's wider, so you get more for your dollar and it's ultimately cheaper per like square meter or however you want to work it out. And it makes them look fancy. But my suggestion would be to iron the fusible fleece on before you start cutting. It's also why I made myself a template. Way quicker. My original plan was actually to fuse the big square of it and cut it all out at once, but it didn't really work out that way at all. Because I was trying to heat press it instead of ironing it with an iron, because I am lazy. I use fleece blankets for liners. See, that's clever too. Especially if you make blankets for a living and have always got scraps, this is a great way to deal with scraps. You use just under a 9 by 9 inch of each fabric for these. Oh, if you need to, you could sew that together first if it's moving on you. Just another food for thought. I go alright, but I've had a lot of practice. So if you're looking at this going, oh hell no, A, sew it all together and then put the binding on. B, you could use clips to actually hold the binding in place. Also a very cool idea. I'm just lazy and I don't need to. And this should be your end game, where you can just hold it in place instead of having to use a million clips. And this would be a great pattern to start getting your confidence of not clipping things. And that's not to say that you need to permanently never clip anything again ever, because exteriors I always clip, linings not so much. But this is a good like easy pattern where you don't have to concentrate as much on the pattern and you can concentrate on learning how to do stuff without clips. I do love sets. We should absolutely make some sets, and we should do it before Christmas so that anybody, oh see, I like that with white. Anybody that wants to make things for Christmas, this would be very cool. So that needs white, and this one needs white. Oh no, not that one. Yes, that one. The rest all need black, but I'm out of black zipper. This one can have cream. Can we all hear my child yelling at the computer? Alright. I have lots of white zipper. That's why I thought I'd use some up today. You could also use fancier zippers. I'm just not going to because I'm trying to use up everything I own and have less. So as you can see, like I've got pieces and pieces of it, because when I used to sell it, I pre-cut it all up, which was great at the time. But now I'm left with like 3 meter pieces everywhere. Of like, I've got 6 of the same zipper, all with 3 meter pieces. Kind of annoying. But again, I'm trying to use what I've got so that I'm allowed to buy things at Christmas time. Treat myself. Because I do very much want like an advent calendar sewing box or something. So I just need to figure out who's making them and then buy one. Because Seems Legit deserves a Christmas present. Now that one's long enough to keep. This will work for a purse pal. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to throw it on the screen machine so it's out of my immediate way, but not in the bin. And won't accidentally fall in the bin, because that's also a thing that happens in this sewing room. Five-piece sets. Do we want me to do different 5-piece sets, or do you want me to just, so like I could do, you know what, I'm going to roll with this 5-piece set thing. But both the sets, everything has to be different in the 5 pieces. So I'll do, I don't know how many I'd get done. Maybe 3? That's 15 items in 12 hours. I could manage that. I just ran out of bobbin. 3 5-piece sets, each with different stuff or made different ways. Oh, I'm loving this plan. So they'll all have a wallet, but there'll be 3 different wallets. They'll all have a bag. There'll be 3 different bags. And then I'm going to come up with other things. So one of them will have this, and then the other one can have other stuff. Maybe there's a different glasses case out there. It does mean that all the sets will be different prices to purchase, but that's okay. Now, full steam ahead. It just had a mini freaking meltdown and made a big knot. I'm going to just chop that off. There you go. It is still free. Fantastic. It is a great pattern. Do I have any empty bobbins? Because I'll wind another one. We're obviously going to need it. I only got 4 done with that one bobbin. No, they're all full. That's fine. I'll make it work. It is a pretty quick pattern. I'm also not clipping anything anymore, really. I don't want to. If you can get away without clipping stuff, ultimately it does go a bit quicker. And especially if you're trying to sell or if you're in a bit of a hectic rush for a present, it is worth it. So now that we've decided on 5-piece sets, what's some other things that you can think of that you might want, like other patterns that you might think would go great for a 5-piece set? Obviously we need a wallet, so we'll do one with an NCW. And a big wallet needs a big bag. They don't even all have to be my patterns, obviously. So we'll need a wallet. Probably at least one of them will come with a wristlet keychain fob thing. This will be part of one of them, a glasses case, but I'll do a different glasses case for the others. Devon pouch is cute and fun. I don't really know what else, but I am open to suggestions. Any patterns I haven't done before, I'll have to pre-do a video because I like to do the first time I do a pattern as a pre-recorded one. Because not everybody enjoys watching lives, it turns out. Coin purse, lens cloth, keychain. See, I knew you'd know. Lens cloth. Does that mean I have to go and buy special lens cloths to make the lens cloth? Corners are always tricky. Do not let them defeat you. You'll be fine. You can also chainsaw this stuff. Luggage tag. Ooh, that's fun. Actually, that's a very good point. We should do 2 handbag sets and 1 travel set. So I can use Galumpus as a packing pod, do like a big overnight bag, a luggage tag, a makeup case, and a hair accessories holder. Look at that. Boom. Am I going to get all these 3 things done in 12 hours? Who knows? But we're going to try. Any particular luggage bag? There are a few nice travel bags out there. Doesn't have to be rag-a-brash. Technically, that's a gym bag. Or we could do a gym set. Okay, so we're going to do 1 handbag set, 1 gym set, and 1 travel set. Oh, I love this already. Look at us. I always get inspired. Get inspired by you on my lives. It's great. So we'll do 5-piece sets, but they'll all be themed differently. Because like the gym set might be perfect for men, right? Because we need to make peace with the fact that we might need to sew for men at Christmas time. Oh, I just missed. Too busy talking. See, now I'm all excited. Missed. We'll do a luggage set. We need to write this down. I don't have a pen near me. Or paper. How annoying. Oh, this works so much better when you flip that fluffy stuff to the other side. Look at that. Why didn't I do that earlier? Ha-ha. Tori, you forgot the tags. Damn it! Thank you for letting me know. It's because I buried them under all the zips. Let me get some more. Now I gotta do it the hard way again. Nobody wants to do it the hard way. I have a lot of brown ones and not enough black ones. That's kind of annoying too. Oh. You know what we're going to do? We're going to grab them all, put tags on them right now. Not doing that again, are we? This one can have a brown one. Doesn't really matter. Nobody's really going to care what colour the tags are. Not falling for that again, right? I love this. Look, it is zombie Disney princesses. Epic. Now I want black on this one. I have enough of this to make one more bag. I don't remember where I got it, but I am obsessed with it. It is amazing. I really wish that song would go away now. I've had enough. We're not falling for this again. No deal, people. No deal. Hello, Amber. Hello, Sandra. I decided last minute, for those that were late to the party, I have decided last minute to offer a whole entire product, like a new product for the market this Sunday. It is glasses cases. So I have gone through my stash. Started with all my scrap pieces and then worked my way out to these, the bigger pieces. And we are making, I think it's 16 glasses cases. I bought 1 meter of fusible fleece and that's how many I got out of them all. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to run out of tags, which means I have to turn the laser on and laser more. It's a whole different kind of annoying. It's not that I can't do it, it's that I don't want to. But having tags is always good. You should always sign your work. It's a good way to think of it. And the bobble's giving me grief. But of course. Yeah, Jack. Oh look, there's a random piece stuck. That's even better. Oh, and that's threaded. Right, so just everything died. All simultaneously. I should have plugged in the overhead light because now the sun's gone, it's going to get a bit darker. I'm sure no one here would mind more creativity via video. Can you mention again your sets? Okay, so we're going to do 3 sets for my 12-hour video. We are going to do 1 set that is a handbag set. We are going to do 1 set that is a travel set. And we're going to do 1 set that is a gym set. Everything needs to have 5 pieces. And we can all brainstorm now for what those are going to be. So the luggage set will have a travel bag that fits. So it'll be one of those ones that you can take as a carry-on or like away for a weekend. So we wanted to be able to fit it into the airport carry-ons, and then in the travel set there will be a luggage tag because that was a great idea, and there's lots of cool patterns out there, so we'll do that. Then so it'll have a bag, a luggage set, it'll have my galumpus, which we're going to turn into travel pods. So that's 3 pieces, and then we need a hair accessories thing, which is the G-Now boxy pouch that I just made. But you are all welcome to have input as to what actual travel bag we make, because I haven't made a decision on that. If I have to get a new pattern, so be it. And then we need a 5th thing. I mean, we could make a makeup case.
Oh yeah, I absolutely don't have enough tags. Oh, actually, no, I lied. They're just under the zippers. Never mind. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so that is the travel set. And then the gym set is going to have a gym bag, obviously. We will probably do rag-a-brash because I really do love my gym bag. And then whippersnapper bag for hair tools. That's cool. So that's the 5 bags for travel. We've got travel sorted. Now we're going to move on to the gym bag. So we'll do rag-a-brash. And I'll do the full proper video with the end pocket and everything. Then we should do, so I don't know. Maybe we should make a custom strap that we can attach, like, I don't know, like a H2O to go maybe. I'm thinking like how to carry your water bottle. So when you go to the gym, you generally speaking need a drink, your bag full of crap, a towel. I don't know what else because I don't really go to the gym. So what other things would we put in a 5-piece gym set? I am open to suggestions. A lunch bag, because some people take like their protein and lunch and stuff, so we could do something like that. There's a new one out that I saw that's pretty cool. A wet bag for dirty clothes. There you go. A wet bag. It's like a 5-minute sew, but that's okay. Some of the other stuff's going to take ages. A wet bag in case they shower there. Am I being a relief hitter for this new setup? I mean, you can if you want to. Last time I did 12 hours and I was fine though, so I don't know. And then we'll worry about the handbag set last. I want to get the other two because they're a bit trickier. So the travel set's sorted. 5 patterns perfect for a travel set. Gym stuff. Lanyard for badges and keys. Okay? So lanyard, gym bag, lunchbox. What else have we got? Oh, I can't believe I have to do it this way again. It's so annoying. I'm annoyed at myself. It's not anybody else's fault but my own. I know that. Does not stop the annoyance of the whole thing. We're gonna do it though because branding is important. My branding, I would call myself chaotic. Chaotic creative. It's really not a lie. You should see the mess I constantly make. Gym bag is set with 5. Is it? Fantastic. So the handbag set will be obviously a bag and a wallet. And depending on how much time I think it has, we might do a very complicated bag. So then we need a bag, wallet, key fob. Although we did that for the, oh no, we did a lanyard for the other one. So you got to have a matching key fob, and then you need some form of zipper pouch and some form of glasses case. Doesn't have to be this one. We could totally pick a different one. Ah, you know what? I'm gonna make that work in my favor. You watch. I can just top stitch it down. It'll be fine. This one's been nothing but drama, I tell you what. Jerk. Tuck it under. It will not defeat me, and I am not unpicking it. You cannot force me. Earpod holder. Oh yeah, see, I'd want to do that in the embroidery machine. You can get some fancy ones there. Oh, we should do 5. I don't know how many hours I think I have to do all these things. But what about a 5-piece car set? Hear me out. A rubbish bin. I'm pretty sure Mormino has that free rubbish bin bag pattern for like the back of your seat. You could do a first aid kit. You could do, I don't know what else, but like something. Could be fun. I'm setting up something for my sewing room. I'll post a pic in the group. Ooh, how exciting. Maybe it'll be easier to stitch inside out. Who knows? Just wing it. There's no right or wrong way, guys. Look, I've just done this like 2, 3 different ways in one video. How can I send you the list? You can, if you're in my Facebook group, you can absolutely post it to my group or send me a message. Otherwise, you can send me an email if you don't have Facebook. It is seemslegitsewing@gmail.com. I am very original. Portfolio for a manual ownership. See, something cute like that. There's so many cool car things we can do because the car and the gym thing perfectly match for men. Because I find that a lot of people struggle to sew for men. So I'd love to come up with ideas for that. Now, did we get 5 things for a set? I think we did. Bag, wallet, phone case, key fob, zipper pouch of some description. Probably. See, I use the large Devon pouch as my glove box first aid kit, and I use Glumpus as my like big in the boot first aid kit. So the one in the glove box just has Band-Aids and Panadol, basically. Nothing much. Oh, and hand sanitizer. The one in the boot has like gauze and eye drops and all the other more extreme stuff that you don't need all the time, but you should still carry with you. Golf tee holder. Well, there you go. I mean, I've got from now until Christmas. We could totally do another, maybe I could dedicate a week to sewing for men. Lots we could do. See, another thing for the gym, you could do like a shaver kit or a toiletry bag for those that have gym, like showers at the gym. We could do a kidna. That's fun. And I will obviously pre-prep everything. I'm glad I can help, Christina. But 5-piece sets is a good number. And it might be motivational. Lanyard with a card sounds fun. Seems easy enough. I'm sure I can find a pattern. And if a pattern doesn't exist, I'll write one. Because I've got the power. White zippers. I don't know what it is about white zippers, but they always give me grief trying to get the zipper pulls on. It's always happened to me. It's not a new thing. I don't know what it is about the white. Jerk. Okay, so we're cutting 6 inches of this for anyone that cares. You can also just line it up, do it however you want. I'm not the boss. I just find 6 inches gives us enough to fold over without it being awkward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it at 12 and then cut it in half. And you'll notice I'm trying to do everything in 2s because you only use half the piece of the zipper. So it's nice to use the other half on a second one so that we're not wasting stuff. So for example, I've got some pink here. So there was that, oh, that really needs a red. Those 2 could have cream. Those 2 kind of need black. And those 2 can be any color because they've got a lot going on. But I'm out of red zipper. It's something I need to add to my purchase list. Now, in half, lay it on top. I'm not going to pin it because we are going to learn not to pin things. That is my life goal for you between now and Christmas. I'm setting you all a goal. Learn to make one thing without pinning it. Or like, you know, not a whole thing. That's ridiculous. But like, stop pinning your lining when you make a certain bag. Or make these and bind it without clipping it. It is just that little bit quicker. It also gives you a confidence. The fact that you can do it is very empowering. And I just missed the other side. So we're going to re-stitch that from this side. It happens. We're fine. Everything's fine. I love the Vixen. See, I love Vixen. bloody fluff on everything. My gosh. Turn it through. At least these are quick. I will get all 16 of these done in about 2 hours, I reckon. And we've planned my next 12-hour continuous live, which will be fun. I'm sure my husband will be thrilled. Nah, he won't care. I'm going to make fruit salad for the next one and have like a cool stabby fork to eat it with so I don't get it everywhere. Did we get 5, by the way? We got 5 for everything, yes? I hope so. I think this is a wonderful plan. Maybe I can even learn how to do 2 angles, camera angles. Might be worth learning, let's be honest. Then we're going to have one pointed here and then one pointed at the finish table. Nobody cares if you see my face or not. I understand we're not here for me. Here for my hands. But yeah, when we get close, maybe in November, I'll dedicate a week to just sewing for men. My husband's very hard to buy for. This year, I've already decided on his big present. I'm going to get a ball bristle face shavy brush thing because they're like $200 for the fancy ones. Alright, I need zipper. So give me a sec. The pink no longer goes with everything. It's fine. Let me get some zipper in some different colors. And what I mean by that is just pick up the whole zipper drawer and drag it over here. These are all my solid colors without different colored teeth zippers. I don't want to use different colored teeth on these. They're going to be a cheaper item. And I have a tub full of zipper, as you can very well see. So those 2 can have cream. These fun too. No, wait, this one and this one can have grey. That'll work fine. And then I just need, I mean, they could have yellow because that's got neon going on in it. So those 2 can have yellow. Who needs to do normal things? Not me, said the flea. Oh, and I've got more maroon for those 2. And ta-da! Now we just shove all the bits back in. Some of them are the rubber band breaks, which is always, again, fun. Men are hard to make for. Exactly. So I think we should do, if I get time, we could do either a week of patterns for men. But if we're being very honest, I get more sewn in a 12-hour live than I do in a week. Because as soon as I stop, I have to go and do like life things, like washing and dishes. And run down the street for something that I know we don't have anymore. You know, all the things. See, this rubber band. They're so old, they are disintegrating. Oh, look, there's 2 pieces. We're going to go with the darker grey. So most of these were scrap pieces that I've had lying around for a while, and I'd just like to use them up. This one isn't, but I need to find the right embroidery design or the right bag. It hasn't spoken to me about what bag it wants to be yet. Halsey was asking for a tool bucket bag. See? All the things we can do. We could make the utility belt, alter it a little bit, and add like a hammer hanger and stuff. There's so many things we could make. I could make a men's tool belt. We should totally do that before Christmas. We'll call it the gargoyle. I don't know why, but that's what we're calling it. I'm really committing to fantasy animals, apparently. Fantasy creatures. They're not quite animals, are they? The gargoyle. And that is going to go back in the tub. Rip off the zip. See, sewing this on, so much better than pinning it. People, look at me go. Okay, I use more thread, but I don't care. This is amazing. And again, these are lightweight enough to be on this machine. Now the 12-hour live will absolutely be on the... Ooh, it'll have to be on the screen machine, I reckon. Unless you want me to try and do it all on here. It's not impossible. Jesse? He knows the rules. He's screaming at a computer screen again. Like the knitting needle roller for drill bits. See? Now you're thinking. Let's be honest, I could probably use one of those. Hello, Anna. We are making 16 raccoon cases. It works so much better when we put this on top. I just assume I've got enough linings. I did not count very well. I am going quite well. We have all just agreed that for my next 12-hour marathon, I am going to sew up 5-piece sets all based on different stuff. So we're going to have a travel set, a gym set, and like a traditional handbag set. And they're all going to be different patterns. We can't use the same pattern twice. So I'll be making essentially 15 different items. We still haven't picked a bag, like a travel bag pattern. Does anyone have a favorite travel bag pattern? Like you've seen it and you're like, oh my god, let's do that. Or like it's your end goal. Because I'm here for it. Is this a bag? These that I'm making right now are little glasses cases. They take very little time. I have already made 2, 4, 6. This is 7 and 8 and I haven't even been here an hour. So they are quite quick. They are fabulous. I did decide at the last minute that I would like another product at my market on Sunday. So I need to get all these finished today. Then I need to make price tags because I'm doing glow-in-the-dark HTV wooden price tags. Again, ridiculous. And then Saturday I need to make the last horror Empress that I've got cut out. Because I don't think I'll get to it today. My child is home because they have a student-free day. And I need to be realistic in what I can achieve. And MA is okay. Sometimes you need to go away, reflect, recharge. Sometimes stuff just gets in the way and you don't want to leave and you have to. I get it. Ah, no! Bobbin! Oh, at least it landed at the end. Good start. Good start. These bobbins are so small. Don't love that. Halloween. Yes. Halloween is coming. Not that we celebrate it properly in Australia, but like, I try. Yeah, student-free day. That's what we've got too. It's so small compared to the other one. But, again, the walking foot would have been too much for these. Hi, Tori. I like the Triviani Traveller. Oh, so like a bigger version. What size? The big one's so big that I could almost get in it. I have made one in my lifetime of the large size. I made it in the Simpsons fabric for someone. It was a monster. I mean, it would be pretty quick, actually, the Triviani. So do you think like a medium size? The big one wouldn't fit as carry-on. It's ginormous. Are the Screen Machine bobbins bigger? Oh my god, so much bigger. You want to see a comparison? I can see one from here. So, this is the Green Machine, and this is the Screen Machine. Look how much bigger they are. So much. Look, put that on there. Line it up at the bottom. Look how much bigger that is. It fits so much more. Clearly, I am used to big bobbins in my life. This is ridiculous. So small. I could do a medium Tribbiani. Although, is that cheating? Because I did a small Tribbiani in the last 12-hour live. Does anybody care about that? Or do we want a bag with like a crap ton of pockets on it? Like an airport companion bag. So many options, isn't there? Yes, the bobbins are greatly bigger on the other machine. If you wiggle it, it always works, guys. It is a lot of size difference, and I promise it carries a lot more than what I've got going on here. So I'm cutting a 12-inch piece, folding it in half, because we're doing everything in twos. It's just the way the fleece worked out. So for 1 meter of fleece, you get 16 of these, I believe. Oops. Pretty sure it was 16. That's how many outers I've cut anyway, so I guess we'll find out with time. So we fold over the end. So the reason I'm doing it this way where it's longer is I don't want to see this raw edge. I don't want it to fray over time. I want my products to last. So we fold it over and then I tuck that corner so it's not going to poke out. And then, oh, well, maybe. And then we fold it over again and then start stitching. And I always seem to be going towards the zipper and not backwards. And then we get about halfway and then I fold over the other end and tuck it all into where it needs to go, like so. Moving along. And then we're going to lift up and go back. Upholstery style endings because I don't want to back stitch over a zip. Oh, and I missed a bit again, which is fine. Black on black, you won't even notice. But we are going to stitch it closed because we do not leave faulty, dodgy things. We want to have fantastic things. I'm not picky. You always come up with great ideas. So there will be like a full set. Everything will match and be fabulous. And I'll have to prep everything. The prepping everything takes forever. But it'll be worth it. I will also have a list of all the patterns in the description for my live. Probably not in order because I never know what order I'm going to make stuff. I wing it on the day. You guys just have to make peace with that about me. I am not a planner. But it'll be 12 solid hours from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. my time, which will probably be during daylight savings in Australia. So it'll be different if you're down south. But I will like work it all out. All right. So, push it real good. Do, 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 do. And I just did that out loud, didn't I? See? The grey works perfectly. You wouldn't have thought so, and yet here we are. Don't always pick the obvious choice. Sometimes matching slightly off is still just as cool. So if anybody would like to go and have a look for some patterns that you'd like me to do in this 12-hour live, We're going to make 15 items in 12 hours, which is probably not so bad because like a lanyard, I can't imagine that takes too long. In saying that, I won't be buying it. We'll be ironing it and stuff. Ugh. All the ironing of the universe, you know. Oh, I just dropped it. Damn it. It's not what I was trying to do at all. Curves are always a pain, aren't they? And then the straight bit, we zoom because we can. Jump. I'm genuinely impressed that there's 48 people here. I thought you'd all be sick of me by now. Next. See, this is going to look fabulous. I reckon this one will definitely sell, and at least one of the horror ones, and maybe one of the skull ones. It's hard to, you know on the day. I also really enjoy revving machines, and I'm probably aware it's not very good for them, and yet, so much fun. Yes. All the things. Sick of you. I look forward to your videos. Yeah, but I've done nothing but basically lives all week because I'm trying to prep things. Are you adding quilted fabric or just fleece? So this is fusible fleece on panne velvet because it's cheap and looks fantastic. And then the outside layer is most of it's quilting cotton with the exception of like a couple, and they're just canvas. And then it's got a medium non-woven iron-on interfacing on that. So all in all, they do not cost overly heaps to make. They also don't take very long to sew. Sometimes you just need cheaper items on your table. So that's what I'm making. I'm trying to hit all the different price points so that there's something for everyone's budget. Because not everybody can afford my handbags. And I understand that. As affordable as I try to be, I'm not for everyone. Like if you only buy Kmart handbags, you're never going to buy one of mine. But you might buy something like this because it's a more reasonable price. And that way you still get something seems legit. Flavored. Yes, I just called myself a flavor. No, I do not regret it. I'm not usually around but stopped in today. I'm looking at those cases and thinking they would work well as tarot card holders. Oh, yep, no they would. Oh my god, that's not it. Did you know I found a box that I can make on the laser that holds tarot cards? It is so cool, and I'm trying to justify purchasing the design and making them. They're like this cool little box and it opens up and then you pull the tarot cards out. It's very cool. I don't have tarot cards, but like, so cool. I'm a little bit obsessed with making things, like physical 3D items with the laser. I love it. But I also need to be realistic and realize that I'm going to the market in 2 days and I still want to make a few coffin boxes now that I've bought the panne velvet to line them with. But the people like getting matching items. It is so true. I love matching sets. It is my thing. I need to pick a new handbag, but I really like the kangaroo so much that I haven't felt the need to change. But I do also know, like, it's time. People have seen me enough now with that bag. I need a new one because I am my best marketing tool. But I haven't been able to pick a new handbag shape. And I may still be under the false hope that the Lord of the Rings bag won't sell, so I might get to keep it. I do love that all of these have the same thread color. It does make it simple, but if they didn't, I would color block them. So all the ones that needed black, you start there and then you do the next lot. Actually, you do black last because the binding's black. So you do all the other ones and then make them up to the part where the binding goes on and then put them aside, and you do the black thread last so that you can bind them all at the end. That's how I would do it if I had multiple colors going on, but I deliberately picked my fabric so that I could just do black. Because I'm lazy. And that really was a lazy thing. And most spooky things go well with black anyway. Have you seen the Annabelle shoulder bag? I have not. I should look into that. Yes. Do, 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 do. Oh no. That song's in my head. But push it real good. But only that bit. Not the whole song, which makes it so much worse. I may as well cut all these now. It can't hurt. Two, four, I think I've got 6 left. So we'll cut 3 lengths of this and then fold it in half. And then there is all my binding. Oh yeah. It's probably too long, but I'd prefer to have a long tail than a tiny little one. You fiddle with it so much more. And for saving like a 1/2 inch, it's just not worth it, I promise. Get about halfway, fold up the end, tuck it under, get it all on there, boom. Slowly over the zipper when it's folded like that. Yes. And I'm literally using the same zip for all of them because nobody's going to pay attention. And I wouldn't really use my very fancy, expensive custom zipper pulls on here either. Just saying. This is the cheapest item that I sew to sell. So putting a $2.50 zipper pull on it, probably not really worth it, guys. I mean, unless you up the price, which is defeating the purpose of me making them in the first place. You know, all the things. Ultimately, you can do whatever you want, but personal preference. Unless you're doing a matching set and then they all have the fancy custom zipper pull, I wouldn't bother on just these by themselves. In saying that, the one that I made myself does have a custom zipper pull because I did it as a Lord of the Rings set. You'll never convince me that that was a bad idea because it's mine. I've got prayer call, I'll be back. I don't know what that means, but okay. Boom! Shake, shake, shake the room. Sorry. Apparently I really want to listen to music today. I'll do it later. When the laser's on, I like to drown out the noise of the laser with music. I really wish I could do a live with lasers. It would be cool. But I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to make quicker items so that, you know, we're not just standing around for an hour while it does its thing. Another one done. I love that they're all different. And again, I'm going to put them in my round, I'm going to go buy another one, but a round $8.50 wire bowl from Kmart. They're in the kitchen section because they're supposed to be a fruit bowl. Round and round and round we go. Maybe your tags, since you need more. I do need more. The lasers are so cool. I'm obsessed with zipper pulls. I don't know, guys, if you guys saw that, but so cool. Custom zipper pulls. If anybody does have the laser, if I convinced you to get a laser and you want the zipper holder so that you can laser engrave zippers, message me, because my guy, I'll just get him to make them for you. Or I can put you in touch with him if you want to do it that way. Either or. We can do that. I'm sure there's other people that make them, but my guy's pretty cool. And he usually does them like same day or next day, so there's not a long wait. And then I can just drive over there and pick him up. Because again, he's cool like that. So these I'm going to make $15 because they do still take stuff and time. And somebody pointed out that I keep selling myself short. So we're going to be selling these for 15 bucks. I know a lot of you would be tempted to do 10, but your time is invaluable. Not to mention buying a machine and learning how to sew is like a mechanic. An oil change for a mechanic is probably insanely easy and takes him 20 minutes, but they still charge you 100 bucks for it. So these are going to be 15. And if people don't want to pay it, that's fine. They can go buy China crap that falls apart. This is not going to fall apart. This thread is insane. Oh, I forgot. I've got these two as well. And a blood spatter one. Yes. Which means I've got more than I thought, but that's okay. I wish my M1 would do the pulls. Can you buy the infrared 2-watt IR head for the M1? Because then you can do them on your M1. You just need the infrared thing. That's how you do it. So if you've got the capabilities to purchase like the add-on head, which technically I could have done for my S1, but then it's not portable. But you can totally do that. Tuck the zipper. This one's being stubborn. Possibly should have clipped it. Too late now. Ha ha. Thank you. I have been waiting to hear someone else use mechanic as a reference. You're welcome. But like plumbers, right? They can't fix a sink. It's a $60 call-out fee just to enter your house, man. Like, you are worth the time that it takes you to do stuff. Because I can almost guarantee a plumber could not make this stuff. Your time is still important. You are worth the $15 for these. And admittedly, I did use like, so to make all of these for the, I bought 2 meters of this, which you don't need that much. And I bought 1 meter of fleece. It was like $30-something. And then these are all technically scraps, most of them. But if you were to go and buy this, you'd still need to buy 25 centimeters of fabric to be able to make one. So you're going to factor all those kind of pricings into making something. Because somebody's going to come to you and they're going to want a custom one. And so sometimes, and it is very worth it, to add extra money to make custom for all the running around you do, trying to find what they want. Because people that order custom usually are not picky per se, but like want to have a lot of say. Like, very rarely do they come to you and they're like, I want Star Wars, do whatever you want. Like, you have to send them options and then you have to go hunt for these options. And like, it all just becomes a big running around back and forth game. And again, your time is important and valuable. So all the running around and back and forthing you do, you should charge at least $10 to do it. Probably more, but you know, I'm a bit of a softie. because custom orders have a lot of back and forth. You usually have to send them at least 3 options, and even then, sometimes they're like, no, I don't like any of them. Can you find something else? Don't even start with me, machine. You're not in the mood. Stop it. I'm lucky that my husband does all the basic mechanic stuff on my car. Like, he did a spark plug and oil change and stuff for me, so I only have to go there when I break big things. Everyone's got a different skill set. If we were all good at everything, it would not be half as fun. Oh my god, my mechanic was in awe when he bought his daughter buy for a dress hem. Said that I should charge more because we are specialists. See? People need to stop thinking of handmade as homemade. If we can get everyone's mindset to change on that front, we'll be fine. Everyone thinks that if you make it at home, it should be cheaper. And that's just not the case. My sewing space is insanely expensive to maintain. Like, well, not so much maintain, but like, you need an iron as a minimum. But you can't just buy a $20 iron because they never work properly. You need to get at least, in Australia, any iron under $100. Anyone that I've personally tried never works out. Unless it's on clearance, the word clearance doesn't count. You need a good iron. You really need a heat press for what we do. You need an iron to make the fabric flat. You need a heat press. Then you need a sewing machine. You need at least 3 pairs of scissors. Realistically, you need more than that. And you need good scissors. You can't just buy like $5 paper scissors from Kmart. You need good scissors. You need thread colors, and each thread's like, what, $15 to $30 per color. And you need to have all the colors. And people just forget to factor this in when they charge stuff. I'm the worst for it. I'm not blaming you. I'm not victim blaming here. I absolutely am the worst. But it all costs money. Like all the tools of your trade. I've got an embroidery machine and a laser, and you know, you need a laptop and you need a printer because you need to be able to print out all your patterns. You need lots of paper. You need sticky tape. You need a sticky tape dispenser to make it somewhat decently easy to do. Templates. And I'm not talking like pattern templates, but I'm talking like rulers and what do they call? Rivet templates. Like the rivet spacing template. And that's not even if we get fancy enough to do like a cricket and cut things out that way. You need price tags. You need market stuff, or you need time and developer for a website. Like, all these things add up, and I think we all just forget, because you accumulate them all so slowly, you forget how expensive they actually are. And I just ranted for a really long time about that. Rotary blades, exactly. Yeah, and then if you live remotely, then you've got to get everything shipped. I did that when I was in Pucka. Everything had to be shipped. I didn't live anywhere near anything. My nearest Spotlight was an hour away. There was a local shop in town, but they didn't have my vibe. Not their fault. They're a country town. I don't expect them to have lots of skulls and things, but they just didn't have it. So all these things make what you do relevant. It's also why I live in the world of handmade gifts. Because I've spent all the money and the time. But there you go, you haven't even factored in time to learn how to sew good. You don't just pick up a sewing machine and be good at it. I didn't, I promise. I did not just sit at a sewing machine one day and be like, I can make everything. I mean, that was my mentality. Didn't necessarily work out that way. I like to think I'm cool, but I'm not that cool. Besides, you're not going to find this in any shop in Townsville. As far as I'm aware, there's no like goth shop, as far as I'm aware. There's not a goth shop where you can just walk in and be like, I need a glasses case, let's go to the goth shop. Like, it's just not a thing. Same with Disney. There's not a Disney shop here. So for those that want to live in like the world of Disney, in Australia, especially in Handbag, there's not just a magical shop you can go to that has it all for you. Not an option. I use my scan and cut and silhouette, see? Speaking of which, I am going to pre-record me making my signs in case any of you have a laser and want to get creative with me. It's after this. I'm going to use my new mini heat press, which is awesome, and I am obsessed. I now have an awesome... I'm using it like an iron, but I regret nothing. Also, put the fleece on the bottom. It's working so... Oh, I just ran out of bobbin. Did you hear that? I heard that. What was it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I caught it within 10. But we need another bobbin. Because it's so small. I hate that for me. Handmade does last longer. And is also more unique. Generally speaking, all my handbags, I never make the same one twice. All big stuff. Like these little things, I'll probably do more of the same. These don't count. Big stuff, I only make one, and then I move on, because I don't like to repeat myself. She says, as she says the same thing in every video. Snip. But like big handbags, I could absolutely charge more for my stuff. But I don't. I should. Whatever. Oh, I'm getting snackish. I should have eaten before I started this video. I usually do. We're just going to go back over the last inch of stitching. Make sure that it behaves itself. Yes. Is the X-Tool program much different from the lightning program you use? Lightburn. Oh my god, I love Lightburn. X-Tool Creative Space is much more, I suck at computers and therefore it's easy. So if you're not computer savvy at all, it does make it a lot easier. But especially with, so my S1, it's got like, you push a button and it will automatically work out the depth. Whereas I don't quite know how to do that on Lightburn. I haven't bothered to learn. But I do create a lot of things in the Lightburn program, save them, and then open them in X-Tool Creative Space. I'm pretty sure that I could use my little laser in Lightburn. I've actually been thinking about I might try it out and use Lightburn to use the little laser. I just like, because the big laser, all the automated stuff, it's just easier to push a button in the program that they've created. They've made it super user-friendly, and I very much appreciate that because I'm lazy. And I like to do everything the easiest way possible, just if you missed that about me. So I do love X-Tool Creative Space, but I find that Lightburn will like trace an image better, for example. That's just one example. But tracing images, creating, like if you want to create a shape, I find it easier in Lightburn because like it's got a curve function. So you can draw a rectangle and then you can choose the radius of a curve, click the corner, and in Lightburn it will just create that corner. So if you wanted to make this, right, you could just draw a rectangle, click the corner twice, and it's got curves. Like it's that simple in Lightburn. But it's got a more steep learning curve on how to do these things. but it'll join and subtract stuff better than the X-Tool one, in my opinion. I have let them know all these things as feedback in case they want to work on it. I don't like the X-Tool trace function. I personally don't think it works half as good as Lightburn, but that's, you know, user experience. See, the yellow was a very bold but fantastic choice for this fabric. This was left over after a bag I made. Well, I haven't made it yet, but it's cut out, totally counts. Yoink. Having a good time. I've got not many left, which is kind of cool. So, and also Lightburn is a one-time payment. So I've already bought it and it worked. X-Tool Creative Space, when I first got my first ever X-Tool machine, was not as cool as it is now. It's much more, it is very like one-step click and done, user-friendly. I will absolutely give it that. It's just the trace function sucks, and trying to draw stuff is harder in X-Tool than it is in Lightburn. But Lightburn, their sole mission in life is to create that hardware, whereas X-Tool is also making glorious machines. Like, they made a DTF machine, and I am so jealous that I don't have money to buy it, because oh my god, the ideas my brains have. And there is a lady in town that makes DTFs, but she's like a half-hour drive away. Not to mention there's probably a wait time. We all know how patient I am, don't we? The answer is I'm not. You didn't know that. I am not a patient human. I want an X-Tool M1 Ultra. So that is really, really cool. The M1 Ultra is cool because it can be a laser and a Cricut machine all in one. And I can appreciate that sentiment. So long as you make sure you're cleaning out all the soot more regularly than I do for the laser, you'll be fine. But also if you're like pressed for space, having an all-in-one machine is amazing. And if they do the 2-watt infrared, I'm not sure if they do or not because I don't own an M1, but if you can get, it also does printing. So you can print like on wood and then cut around it. It is very cool. If it has the capabilities to get the IR head for the M1, that's what I'm using to do all my zippers. So I don't know if that helps you at all, but if it has an IR head, you purchase that and you can do zippers like me without having to buy a whole new machine. You just buy the add-on and then bam. It's also really good for laser engraving black acrylic, if that's your thing. It's not my thing, but like it might be yours. I don't know. Yeah, so my first ever laser was a 10-watt laser. It's good. 20 is just faster. It does the same stuff. And you can get finer details with a 10-watt than a 20-watt. So the higher the power, the less detail, like fine details you get. I love my 20-watt because I mainly just cut out shapes. But again, if you can get the IR, I don't know if it has it, but if the 10-watt comes with an IR head adapter, go purchase it and then do zippers. Ta-da! I got 2 left. I love it when it works. So I've been here for what, an hour and a half? And so far I've made 14 or something crazy. We might just go with the maroon again. I bought a little birdie told me X-Tool is working on an add-on for the 20-watt. What kind of an add-on? The 20-watt what? What? I like this so much better than pinning, people. I don't even care if I have to do extra bobbins. I do not regret doing it like this. This is amazing. You should join me. Yes. Last two. I don't even care that this is going to be black thread on white and blood spatter. This is the only one that I could potentially change, but I won't be. All my fingers keep breaking. Trim tails. Yoink. I bought my XDS 325 scan and cut, and then saw the M1. Yeah. The M1 is cool to be a multi thing. I also feel like I may be responsible for a lot of you suddenly wanting lasers, but I don't regret it. I love my laser. Love them all. I also love making custom jewelry. One day, I'm going to work out how we do a live. I need to work out how to do multiple camera angles, and then we're going to do a live where you can purchase like a custom bracelet that I make live in the video. It'd be so cool. So you can pick out, because the thing is with the charms, you got to like pick them all out, so I'd have to have it hovering or something. I have to work out how to do it, but it would be so much fun to do like live while you're here. Let's build a custom bracelet, because I love my bracelet. It's got dangles for days. And if I love this stuff, I'm sure some of you do too. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not the only one that loves this crazy stuff. Maybe I have to theme them or something. I don't know. I need more trays so I can divide them all out better. Tory tags. Oh, thank you. Damn it. Because I thought I did them all before, right? Damn it, damn it, damn it. How do I keep forgetting? Terrible habit of mine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. See, I'm too busy talking, thinking about jewelry. Like a crazy person. It's fine. We're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you for reminding me, because I, possibly wouldn't have noticed because I thought I did them all before. So I probably would have just had these two without tags because I wasn't paying attention. Very real probability of that. Also, it seems to be easier to do it when they're inside out. Just if anyone's interested in that little tidbit of information for when you do what I've done. It's fine. We're fine. I know. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. So that's the other thing. I'm going to have to remember to put tags on all of my 5-piece sets. God. We all know I'm terrible at it. Okay. You know how people do, what I want to try and achieve, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because I don't really know what I'm doing. Shocker. You know how people do like lives where they sell whatever, let's just say Tupperware for the sake of this conversation. So they do like a look at this and then you can purchase it. I want to do that, but with custom jewelry. There's got to be something I can read that will help me figure this out. Gotta be a way to get it done and be awesome. Like, and then, see, and my brain's already, yeah, ChatGPT. But I've already, like, sidetracked a little bit. I'm like, or I could have a thing and people can pick a mystery prize and it's cheaper. And then I, like, have a little machine and pull out a ball and it tells me what you're getting. That'd be fun, too. You know, like how tattoo shops, you pay $50. They give you a coin, you put it in the machine and it spits out what random tattoo you're getting. Same principle, but with jewelry. I suppose step one would be getting a machine that would dispose the balls, but still, I mean, I'm sure I could come up with something else. Actually, I'm pretty sure I saw a laser cut file that I can get that makes one of those machines. Watch people on Whatnot. It's all live selling. I've never heard of Whatnot, but okay. I just think it'd be fun. And I really just enjoy making custom jewelry. And there's only so much I need for myself. That's what it is. It's creating a reasonable need for me to do all these things. I think there's an app called Whatnot. Can't just do it here? Can I do it here? On YouTube? Now I have to go learn another whole app. And then find a following. Oh yeah. This is the last two, guys. I'm pretty excited. I just made a batch of these cases today. They are so fast. You are correct. Look at me go. The other problem is that I should probably wait until I can post to America again, in case anybody from America actually wants to buy stuff, because the tariff thing has shut down Australia Post, so I can't post to America at the moment. So rude. This is dodgy and I just don't even care. Through the zipper, up, back, through the zipper again. Oh yeah. This was always my plan today. I just wasn't sure if I was going to record it live or not, because it was going to depend on how long it took me to cut everything. But the fact that I made myself a wooden template made this so much better, guys. Which again, laser. So admittedly, it would be cool to be able to do acrylic templates with a laser, but I don't have that kind of laser. And for those that know nothing about laser, there's different types. This is just binding. I bought a big $100 meter roll of it. It keeps coming undone, but whatever. So it is literally just binding. Polyester. Nothing terribly exciting. Cheap, it's cheap. Love it. Cheap, effective. We all might think that I am a cheapskate, and I probably am. But more expensive stuff is not necessarily better. There are exceptions to that rule. Tim Tams. Knockoff Tim Tams suck. I'm going to tell you that right now. I have tried a few different brands to see if they're any good, and they're not. So if you want Tim Tams, spend the money, buy the brand Tim Tams, because they are amazing. But other stuff, totally fine. It's called cost effective. I mean, you can dress it up however you like. I'm quite okay being cheap, because then I have money to go and blow on expensive things like lasers. So, you know, it all balances out in the end. Oh, they're so pretty. So, this little live managed to get a whole new product on my market stall. So this would probably take the equivalent of half a day, including all the cutting and the ironing, and then more cutting and more ironing. But again, I made a template because life is good. So this will sit in a cute little bowl and life will be cool. My mermaid treasure on Book of the Face does live sales for her soap she makes, and she plays games for her products. Ooh, I want to play games. We should totally play games. I love games. I also love these. These come out great. Normally, so the other thing is that the fleece was full price. So normally I would wait until it's on sale and then purchase some. But I didn't have time to wait because I wanted them for this Sunday. So if I had thought about it better, we probably could have done that. But that's quite a lot of glasses cases, and they're all in the fun kind of horror theme. So I do think that I'll sell a few. Because nobody ever thinks to have a good glasses case, and not everybody likes those hard shell ones. And when you find soft ones, they're always pretty florals, which is so not my demographic. I went to Spotlight to look at Halloween yarn and left with Christmas. Yeah, they do that. Christmas usually starts coming out around July because of something called Christmas in July. So they get like a starter amount and then they bring it out now, because if you're going to make a Christmas quilt, you do in fact need to have the fabric before Christmas. I can't think of anything Christmassy I want to make. That's not to say that I won't take your suggestions, but as it stands in my brain at the moment, there's nothing Christmas themed that I want to do. I don't super love quilting. It's not that I hate it, but I don't super love quilting. So it's not like I want to make quilted table runners and stuff. And if I was to do that, I'd really want to do like Scully Christmas, which doesn't exist at Spotlight. First world problems, I know. The Halloween collection is pretty sad. What they're trying to do is be less my Spotlight got in a whole different range that hasn't been out before today or before yesterday in the Halloween fabrics. So it come out in 2 parts. They bought out the first lot and now they've bought out like a second lot. Some of them were cool. There were some that I was like, oh, I want that. But they don't want to do too much of it because every year they're always left with a bunch. So they're trying to do more generic horror things, which works well for me, but less Halloween themed and more just like horror-y stuff. I'm going to make a gingerbread man and woman and man and a reindeer. Ooh. I unfortunately need to go back then. Make sure they've got it before you go back. But they did bring out some. There's at least 3 fabrics that I'd purchase, but I don't love all of them. I mean, I like looking at them. I just can't think of what to put. Like, if I bought it, what would I make? Because Halloween's not as big here as it is there in America, where it probably originated. I don't know that for a fact. Do not quote me on that. Anyway, everybody needs to go like this video. I can see we have 47 people watching and I've only got 25 likes all day. So please go and like it. It does help with other people getting notifications. It's something about an algorithm. So pretty please go like it. That would be very helpful to me. It costs you nothing and takes you a whole 2 seconds. So that would help me a lot if you could all like the video. And I assume if you've been here, you've probably subscribed, but if not, get onto that, and then you will get notifications when I do cool, crazy stuff, because I improv a lot, as you can see. This morning, there was no video, and suddenly, I've been here for nearly 2 hours. Right, I'm going to go, because my child is home from school today, and I'm going to go hang out with him for a bit, before I go and start the next video with the Cricut machine. Thank you for liking the video, I appreciate that. Oh, I've got 37 likes. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody that did that for me. I appreciate you. I will see you all in the next video, which I don't know when it is. I also did my market. I did a walk around in my false market stall, which is literally set up behind me. Look at me go. But I'll release that video later today as well. So there'll be another video. Yay! All right, bye guys.